So here we go. Now, as soon as I started getting deep with this shit, my shit started freezing up. So hopefully we can continue on. If it freezes up, I'm gonna just go cameraless, or this right here. You seeing me? I'm gonna just knock it out, and we're just gonna bang it out. But what I was going into was the fact that there is a war going on between the what people know of today as the Illuminati taking over the mainstream, politics, the government, the music industry, on a high level, not the fucking rappers and shit you see on the videos. I'm talking about the people who actually are the owners of the labels and their umbrellas. You know what I'm saying? The ones who are over the little labels. Universal and WB and Sony and shit. You know what I mean? The ones who own the Billboard chart slots. You know what I'm saying? These people are the ones who control what you listen to every day. You know what I'm saying? I work in retail and I listen to I have to listen to this shit all day because they don't want you to listen to nothing else. You can't listen to your own personal shit. So it's always in your mind, it's in your head. You singing Justin Bieber and shit. You know what I mean? So that it's all part. It's a mental war. It's going on many levels. But yeah, there's a war going on. Like I said, I was showing you this in the last video, and this gets into a lot dealing with the Rosicrucians, the o.t.o, Aleister Crowley, and how they, the o.t.o does like particular magical rites or rituals. Certain rituals pertain to homosexual rituals. These homosexual rituals have leaked into the, believe it or not, hip-hop industry. Doggy Diamonds is one source because Doggy Diamonds has a couple of MCs that he's interviewed that talks about, and so they're on YouTube, you can just Google it. They talk about what they have done in the hip-hop industry. One incident would be, you drug a nigga that's about to be put on. One of the a dude that's gonna be put on, he's gonna be famous and shit, you know what I mean? A French Montana type motherfucker, you know what I mean? This has nothing to do with it. That's an example. Okay, so you drug this nigga up. Next thing you know, he wakes up the next morning and there's a video that you have taped of him with somebody else's thing in his mouth, or in the other end. You know what I mean? He don't want you to release that. Okay, we want you to make your music, but anytime that we want to change something or release something, not release something, push you forward, push you back, put some, have you modeling in this type of shit, have you, you all kind of make you do shit. If you don't follow none of these rules, now if you don't follow one of these rules, then we got you. You know what I'm saying? And that's just one example. You see what I'm saying? That's just one example. And shit, then you end up having to do the shit again because you in the game now. You know what I'm saying? So and it might not even be physical. It might just be a literal ritual for some energy work. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what they do. All right. So yeah. And like I told you, they are at war with each other. That's one book telling you about that, right? Confessions of the Illuminati by Leo Lyon Zagami. Okay. Now this one I got is called, let me see, America, Nation of the Goddess. Okay, Nation of the Goddess. You see the pillar, the obelisk, the Tekanu right here on the side. That's always remember that represents your spinal column. And in ancient symbology, it also represents the raised erection of the phallus, which was anciently Osiris's penis that Isis could not find before she consummated with his deceased body, but with his spirit on a whole nother realm, and created the child known as Eru, which is the Christ that they stole from out of Egypt today. All right, he was the original Christos. Horus was the original Christ. In connection with his father Osiris. All right, and so in this book they talk about how this is the Venus families over here. The Venus families. Remember the Venus families, and remember the symbol of the Ankh, because the Ankh is a symbol of life, and the symbol of life, which is the Ankh, is also the symbol of Venus. All right, of love, life and love and life. All right, so. And this book goes on and on and on to tell you how these people called the Grange came over here and set up the American White House and everything. But It's just to show you that there's wars going on with the elite. All right. They want to control your mind. They want to control everything. What is the connection? All right. What is the connection? Let's see. Where we at here? Okay. Like I told you, this is the Kabbalah right here, right? And like I said, Kabbalah is ancient Moorish, ancient Sufi mysticism science, spiritual science that came out of ancient Kemet thousands of years ago. The Kemites, when the knowledge was first, possessed, these Kemites were ancient Nubians. They were ancient black people who came from the Sudan, from Nubia, Ethiopia, couple and a lot of other spots. You know what I'm saying? They call it the Mountain of the Moon, one area, right? And so these are your ancestors from the Kemites. The Kemites are your ancestors, believe it or not. They have a connection with West Africans. You see what I'm saying? That's a whole nother conversation, but you got to read into Sheikh Anta Diop's works. Now, and I have that book as well. So, alchemy is the ancient Egyptian, ancient Kemite science. Alchemy, all right, and the Arabians were very, very mesmerized with the alchemical processes and the great works, okay? But alchemy is ancient black science from ancient Kemet, right? Taught to the Greeks, and a very, very, probably 10% of it was taught to the Greeks, right? This is my point, okay? Alchemy is the study and the science of the knowledge of self. It is. It is. Now, we're not talking about turning lead to gold. See, the lead is the material body. The gold is the divine body, or the higher self, lower self, right? One of the greatest symbols utilizing that is the Star of David. You know what I'm saying? The Star of David. As above, so below, right? Let's see. And we all know that the Star of David is a Jewish symbol. Or we can call it a Hebrew symbol, whichever you want to call it. The symbol of Judah, right? The line of David, the family of David. Now, we're still dealing with the Israelites, and we're still dealing with the two nations, the Judea, the Israelites, and all this, the separation. The Hebrews say that the Judeans are the ones who were basically enslaved and are the ones who are in America today. That's what the Hebrews say. But that's just one of the symbols. See, they got the interlocking one, and then they got the one like this. But I'm telling you right now, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. These 6 triangles are aligned with the atom. The atom has 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. All right. I'm not sure where this symbol comes from. Let's see. Star of David, the mystical significance, copy of the Masoretic text. But the thing is that on the front cover of this book, the Ankh, one of the first books I ever gotten in my life, whoever created the symbology of this Ankh is giving you everything from the tree of life of the Kabbalah to the Tekanu and the symbol of the physical universe, all the way down to the representation of Earth, the low vibratorial realm of Earth where the bodies are, me and you in these flesh and bone bodies right here, right? And that looks just like the image that we're seeing on the screen right now, okay? And this is very important right here, because this is also in relation to the Kaaba. Okay, I was just wanting to see what the hell that was right there. Also in relation to the Kaaba. Now, when you look at this, what you see is the obelisk. You're going to see Earth, and this is dealing with everything from the precession of the equinoxes, the zodiac precession of the equinoxes every 26,000 years or so, 26,000 give or take. It's a 3600 quarterly period. All right. Then we have the rotation of the polar star region. All right, i.e. the swastika that's in there, believe it or not. We have many rotations. This is dealing with the Earth and its cycles and time and everything else. And then we have the obelisk, which is the trickling down of immaterial to material. Okay. Then up here we have what would be known as the Bennu bird, in the form of this angelic type entity looking figure with its wings. You see what it is this. There's two serpents, or Oreus, right? The Wadjet, the two serpents coming up out of the sides of the Tekanu pyramid. They turn and basically transcend into wings. They become the wings of this black orb or black dot. Okay, this is synonymous with the crown. All right, and the unmanifestation of the manifesting aspect of Keter in the Kabbalah. So this whole image here is a Kabbalah tree. This image up here, right, which I kind of see a face right here. The god Bes, the goddess Hathor, I don't know. This whole image is the pleroma. This is the Ayin Sof, and the Ayin Sof order. All right, all right. Now, if you look on the cover of this book, you can see they've done the same type of thing. And this is the o.t.o author, or the A triple dot. The triple dots they look like triangles or A's. Let me see if I can find you an example real quick. Let me see, because I put it on pause to save some time and show you what their name is. Okay, so I'm gonna show you something, read something to you first, and then show you. The only eyes that are going to see this are the eyes that are supposed to see this. So, generally speaking, and this is on page 9 in the preface. So these are these are the words of, I think, another person. But the phrase at the top is going to spook people off because they are not understanding the essence of the phrase. I used to did neither when I seen it on the shirt of Jay-Z. In an interview when he was wearing sunglasses and he had the shirt on. What did the shirt say? Everybody knows, right? Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. I believe that all he had on his shirt was do what thou wilt. But the whole phrase is do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. And the law is the lima, but the law is love. There's the word, the lima. And maybe I can find an example of that. But here we go. Generally speaking, the Inward Journey series. Now, the series of the books under this subject that the author has written, the series is called the Inward Journey series. Now, that's for every soul who's out here seeking wisdom. It's not just for the secret societies and the o.t.o and the whoever, right? This book is public domain. I bought it. It's my book. So that means it don't just belong to the group, and he clearly let you know that. See what I'm saying? The only people who got this book in their hands are the people who supposed to have the book in their hands. It's a part of their soul's journey. You know what I'm saying? So, generally speaking, the Inward Journey series details the adverse Kabbalistic scheme of initiation in the A triple dot. Now let me see. Hopefully you can see it. That's it. That's what it looks like. I don't know how to say that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But that's their thing right there. All right. That's their thing. Now, let me see if I can find something else for you real quick, because it's in relation to what I was going to get into, dealing with what alchemy is, how it's the ancient black science, and why they are attacking us today. You know what I'm saying? Because what it is this ancient black science, did not only deal with the carbon matter of the universe, it dealt with the intelligent substance, known as this polymer semiconductor today called melanin. All right, it's called melanin. There is no racial shit dealing with this. We're dealing with the real science and the real substance known as melanin. All right. The black dot of Keter in the Kabbalah, right, that they speak of, that is within the whirlings of the Keter crown, is melanin, man. That's what it is. It's melanin. And it's the primordial point. Okay, that primordial point is melanin. All right. Now I told you that the 6 triangles that relate to the interlocking up and down triangles, masculine, feminine triangles, dual aspects triangles of the Star of David had 6 mini triangles. Okay, those 6 mini triangles are in reference to the atom. The atom has 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, and it is the source of all form in the universe. It is the source of all molecules and their forms. On the top of this book, this is what the dude got. I told you about the black dot, I told you about the carbon, the 666, and I'm telling you about melanin. And right here he has it. It's right there, the 666, the melanin, all day. This right here, it almost looks like a torch of some sort, right? And have people were thinking, oh, there's the Lucifer, there's all that shit. That's all that shit is to get you into confusion. It's all confusion. Here you see the staff, right? The Uwa scepter right there. You see another scepter, all right? You have the spinal column. Those 2 scepters that are going like this and like that, they mean something, because that X that they are making means something. And if any Hebrew knew what the true Hebrew was, then they would know what that means, because Hebrew is simple, man, and it means to cross over. And the reason that Jacob became Israel is because he wrestled not just with the angel, but he wrestled for the angel. He wrestled for the knowledge of self. And that's in the workings of this book that I got up here called Alone with the Lone by Henry Corbin. All right. But you know, it's so that has so much information, I don't even know where to begin with that. So what I'm saying is, and then you see this cover, right? And you see those, you see the Ure, the serpents, right? Which will let you know that you're close to where your third eye and your head is. And so this up here, right, which is like the head of this entity, is your crown. Is your crown. Is your crown. It's almost like saying that the crown is the nest of the phoenix. And the phoenix is symbolic of the rising kundalini reaching up to awaken the endocrine glands and the chakras, and to get you connected with your inner self, which it seems to me that these cults are calling the holy guardian angel, right? And when you look on this, whoever designed this, you can clearly see the same damn image. You see the Ure, the serpent's coming up out, there's the black dot, and here's the wings. All right? Here's the wings. Now these are more aligned than the one I just showed you, but this is a designed Egyptian Ankh. Here is the obelisk, right? This is the obelisk I was telling you about, and these 4 notches represents the 4 worlds in Kabbalah: Atziluth, Bria, Yetzirah, Asiya, right? And here we have the earth. And I can show you that from another book called The Chicken Kabbalah if you don't believe me, man, because I be on my shit. You see? You see what I'm saying? So I'll just show you this one more time. As you can see, the wings. You see the black dot, right? The black dot of the Ankh is right there between the Ore, on like basically the tails end in this orb. All right, think of the pineal gland. All right, and then remember this obelisk. Look at the obelisk now, and look at the obelisk. Look at the 1, 2, 3, 4 notches. All right, these are 4 notches. Okay, this one right here is in relation to this square that creates the earth realm. Okay, Okay, now this is the same thing. This obelisk right here is the same damn thing as what I just showed you in the Ankh on the cover of this. Okay, now in the microcosm, that is your spinal column. Okay, here it is again. The blue line, that's your spinal column. All right, that's your spinal column, and the cross in the middle is dealing with your soul, but I can't get into that right now. That's another thing right there too. I don't have the words to explain that at the moment. Give me 1 second. Okay, this is the Chicken Kabbalah by Lon Milo Duquette. Now check this out. The author of this book, right? The author of this book is in this book. He's somewhere. I read most of the book. He's in this book. This is, the Confessions of an Illuminati is this person who claims to have been in the Illuminati, and he has all these pictures and all these documents in this damn book. But there is an image in here because he talks about this author of this book, the Chicken Kabbalah, somewhere in his book. I probably won't be able to find it, which is messed up right now. All right, I found it. Here it is, right here. This is him. This is Lon Milo Duquette, if that's how you say his name. All right, this is him. All right, this is figure 41 on page 110 of the book Confessions of an Illuminati, Volume 1. So he says that Lon Milo Duquette is a Freemason of the Grand Lodge F and A.M. of California and a member of the Supreme Council 33rd degree of the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite Freemasonry, Southern Jurisdiction, and U.S. Deputy Grand Master General of the Order. Southern Jurisdiction and U.S. Deputy Grand Master General of the Order Templi Orientis and Order. That's the book right here. Now, I'm not saying that the author of this book is affiliated with the cultic sect of Lon Milo Duquette, but the o.t.o. Lon Milo Duquette is the damn U.S. Deputy Grand Master General of the o.t.o. or Ordo Templi Orientis. All right, remember that word, Orientis. And Archbishop of Ecclesia Gnostica Catholica, the ecclesiastical arm of o.t.o. Let you know that they have an arm in the Catholic Church, the o.t.o. All right, the Catholic Church has an arm. The o.t.o. has an arm in the Catholic Church. But like I told you, he's in this book. And I remember this book is dealing. And as a matter of fact, let me see. This is close to the page. Yeah, this is in the chapter. This is chapter 3, the infiltration of the o.t.o. in Freemasonry. So he just told you that this guy, Lon Milo Duquette, is part of the he's a Mason, and he has a leading position of the o.t.o. All right. Does this book talk about Lon Milo Duquette anywhere in the book? I do not remember, but I might get back to you on that. Now, back to this. I told you about there's the four worlds that they're showing you right here in the front, right on this obelisk, okay? The bottom one is in relation to the square down here, not in relation to all the four up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So the first world is Atziluth, all right, the archetypal world. The second world is Bria, creative world. The third world is Yetzirah, the formative world. The last, fourth world is Asiya, material world. Okay, these worlds are also in relation to the four corners that rotate on all of the squares within these. I think there's a square within a square. I think there's three or four squares in this shit, but they all supposed to rotate because they all represent time and the stars and the planets and the moon and shit. All right, so there it is, right there. All right, all this information is coming from people who claim to have it and know it and have the scholarlistic work of it. And these are the elites who are serious about their shit. They serious about their shit, y'all. They don't play. They spend a lot of time learning this stuff to help control the world. Now remember the obelisk, and you on a personal level, okay? This is the obelisk, okay? This is also representative of the four worlds. Now, as you can see, you have Yod-Hai, Wod-Hai, okay? This is page 103 of the same book, The Chicken Kabbalah. Yod-Hai, Wod-Hai. Now, they all relate to the four worlds, all right? And he breaks it down. Yod, the Chia, life force. Hey, Neshama, soul, intuition. The Vav, the Ruach, intellect. The High, final, Nepesh, the animal soul. All right? In the Arabic, or the like in Islam would call the animal soul Nafs. 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 Here it's Nepesh. There is a connection there, all right? Because all the damn letters relate to the ancient Kemetic Metu Neter, or the words of God, and all those letters come out of the waters, which represent the vibratorial pattern that look like this, right? The Nun. We all come from the Nun, all right? Here's another image on the back of the book of a better one of the author, okay? Okay, here it is. Let me see. He has been held by critics as the most entertaining author in the field of magic and the Western spiritual traditions. All right, remember his credentials. Okay, his books, seminars, and workshops evoke from his audiences a curious mixture of laughter, terror, and wonderment. He is the author of numerous magical texts, including The Magic of Thelema, Tarot of Ceremonial Magic, and Angels, Demons, and Gods of the New Millennium. His most recent offering is his award-winning autobiography, My Life with the Spirits, okay? A work which futurist and best-selling author Robert Anton Wilson calls the best all-around introduction to Western occultism, sane, sensible, down-to-earth, and wonderfully witty. Robert Anton Wilson, he's the author of the Prometheus Rising book, which I have. Yes, I have that book as well. He's the author of that book. Let's see. I read into a page 35 of the same book, where he breaks down what is called the 12 simple letters in Hebrew. All right, the 12 simple letters in Hebrew, if nobody knows, relates to the 12 zodiac signs. These also relate to the 12 disciples. Okay, and they also relate to the 12 zodiac signs and the sun within each zodiac sign during a particular aeon of time. All right, as in Jesus and Pisces. Now we have the man or the female with the water pitcher, as known as Aquarius, and she's the one dropping all the science on us, all the great knowledge. So he says that the 12 are the simple letters, 12, not 11, and he has a little laughter and funny shit, whatever in here. The 12 simple letters, Hey, Vav, Zayin, Cheth, or Cheth, Teth, Yod, Lamed, Nun, Samek, Ayin, Zadi, and Kof. All right, Kof is a very important letter. It's synonymous with the symbology of the baboon image of Tahuti, the god Tahuti of ancient Kemet, and deals with memory in the back of the head. Are attributed to the oblique points or edges that were created when the 6 dimensions, all right, were sealed and ran into each other at right angles. Okay, now what he's saying is some weird shit, because that's almost like saying that when the celestial belt was sealed and closed in, to where, you know, motherfuckers like, you know, you come into it. You have to be born into it in order to come in, or you have to die in order to escape it. It's our neighborhood or whatever, our neighborhood of reality. It's the boundaries, all right? So he breaks down all of those corners. He says that the Hay is the northeast, Vav is the southeast, Zayin is east above. He says that Teth is north above, Yod north below, all right? is that, which is amazing. Anyway, to go on and on with that, the 12 symbol letters also stand for lots of other things, such as months of the year. All right, the months of the year. Okay, 12 months, 12 zodiac signs. Eggs in a carton. Okay, just other shit. Organs in the human body. Da 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 da. First and foremost, they represent the 12 constellations, the 12 signs of the zodiac, and the spheres of consciousness those 12 signs represents. Then he breaks down the 12 signs, Aries and the likes. I believe that all that information to be in relation to this box that I was telling y'all about at the bottom of this diagram of the Ankh on the cover of the Ankh. All right, written by Nur Ankh Amen. All right. So, with all that being said, remember this image. Utilize and meditate on this as the macrocosm. You can see the box. You can see the box right here that I was just telling y'all about. This is the box, okay? Because the Earth is below the box. There's the moon, sun. The Earth is below the box, okay? And the sun is traversing the box because it's traversing the zodiacs and all that shit, which is actually up here. But the fact that the sun is part of the rotational it's part of the solar system. The solar system's, the planets are part of the solar system. The sun being the father of the solar system. All right. So, but they all are bound to the celestial belt known as the zodiac, which is Chokmah. Okay. The microcosm is you on a smaller level of this. Really, the microcosm is you right here. The higher intellect of who you are is here, and then you have the connection here. Okay. Okay, so let's see, and we can read about Kether if you want to, but I don't know if we have the time for that right now. It's already been 30 minutes. Okay, so what is happening is this alchemy. Alchemy is the knowledge of self on a amazing level that is a mystery. All right. It relates to the substance of melanin. There's a book by Richard King called Melanin, The Key to Freedom. I have the book. The key to freedom is life. Well, the symbol of the Ankh was representative as a key. The Ankh is a key. That's the key to life, not money, power, and respect. Life is power, if anything. Power is the pyramid. The pyramid is the fire. The pyramid is the power. That was the power source, the pyramid. That is synonymous with the symbol of your Godhead. Okay. So what is this image? Let's look at that for a second. So this alchemy is going way back to the black substance, and this black substance is symbolized by the black dot that the Kabbalists write or know of as the primordial point. The primordial point, excuse me, used to create this whole universe and the illusion of reality. Okay? Every one of us has a black dot. If you are not aware of it and are able to help perceive reality in your own way, then you perceive it from somebody else's way. Hence, you have the social mechanisms and the dogmatic systems, religion and morality and all these things, building boxes and creating boxes around you. Instead of you stepping outside of the box, you are born with this whatever morality that we're supposed to have anyway. It's common sense thing. It's like boom. And then, but you do have crazy motherfuckers out there. Okay? So, what I'm trying to get you to understand is this. They want to disconnect you from this. To create it as an evil, it's all evil. Right? Which is live mixed up. It's all evil. Right? It has nothing to do with you because it's evil. But the evil shit is in the shadow. It's in the shadows. And this realm that we live in is the shadow realm. Right? And that obelisk that I was showing you, right? Uh, here's the obelisk that I was showing you. I have a statue of it on my altar. The obelisk that I was showing you creates a metaphysical shadow in this realm. You know what I'm saying? And we live in that shadow. Right? Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. The shadow that this is the only place where things die, right? On this because we do not die. There's a book by Hilton Hotima called "We Do Not Die." So we do not die, but we live in the shadow of death. Whatever that live in the shadow of death, we are aware that we are in the shadow of death. So there is a whole nother reality other than this that we need to understand, that we don't see here with these five senses. We don't feel with the five senses. We feel it with something else. What do we feel it with? We feel it with our heart. Right? We need to connect our heart with our minds. Right? But what's happening is there's a disconnection going on. Like there used to be a saying, you ain't got no heart. And that meant like strength to battle your street battles. You know what I mean? Your hood battles. You ain't got no heart, man. That nigga ain't got no heart. You know what I'm saying? But on a whole nother level, for you not to not have, like Jeremiah, there's a saying in the book of Jeremiah, in the scripture of Jeremiah in the Holy Bible. Seek for me with all of your heart. Because that's where the kingdom of the I self Lord and master is. Right? That's how you connect to your higher self. It's connecting to your heart. And they have created, and see, in ancient Kemet, Ab was the heart, Ba was the soul. So the soul was the mirror, or the heart, however you want to put it, because we're dealing with the heart on a higher level, not just your physical heart, right? But the ancient Kemites had 7 levels of understanding. So we're dealing with a higher level of what the heart means and the soul, because the soul, there's an animal soul, and then there's a higher soul that you have. There's still all one soul though, right? It's you supposed to be like this with that. You know what I'm saying? So, which is really the as above so below, the Star of David. You're supposed to conquer that and become the kingdom of that. It's the Heru-ur, the Horus, the great Heru. They create everything to disconnect you with your own muses, with your own inner sight, with your own inner realm, with your own inner awareness and perception of what things really should be in this world. And that's where they got us fucked up at. You see? That's where we at. On the back of the dollar bill, we have that detached triangle pyramid with the all-seeing eye above it, right? Not within it, like on the front cover of this book, right? Not within it, but without, right? Because on the back of the dollar bill, what it is that it's within a triangle, but it's detached from itself. It's detached from the rest of the 13 levels, which represent the 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati, all right? Okay. And, but also has a relation to the, what the hell? Is also in relation to the Kabbalah, the 10 spheres with the 3 hidden spheres, Ein Sof order, and then the 10. All right, but the 10 that we know of as the universe, the spheres, are aligned with the paths that lead to each other, known as the 22 paths of Kabbalah. Right? The 22 paths of Kabbalah plus that goes and creates 32, right? 32 paths. But the 22 paths also connect to the tarot and every card of the tarot, known as the Arcanum deck, from 0 to 21. Right? So, and then the 21 can be broken down by 3s into 7. Okay? And they also can be broken down into the 4, giving you the 20, and then leaving out the Fool, which is the 0 card, and the 1, which is the Magician, right? Because in the regular deck that you play with, the Ace, you have the Ace, and then you have the Deuce, right? There is no 1, you know what I'm saying? So it relates to that because the playing cards that you play with are tarot cards. That's where they come from. They just missing the Arcanum deck, right? Which would give a total of 78, I believe. So, and then these broken down relate to the 4 elements, and then the 5th being the ether or the aether. Ether, air, fire, water, earth. Swords, wands, pentacles, discs. No, chalices. The pentacles are the discs. And it all connects. It all connects. Okay. So the thing is this: they have disconnected you with your higher self, which is also synonymous with the Ka body, known to the ancient Kemites. The Ka, the Ba, and the Ab. The Ab is the heart, the inner heart. The Ba is the soul. The Ka is the primordial double that is yourself. I can read about the Ka in a whole nother video. So, you being the microcosm, because the macrocosm is synonymous with the symbol of this right here. Right? The Kabbalah, the tree of life. The tree of life is the Kabbalah tree. It's the Kabbalah mysticism. That's what the tree of life is. And the tree of life is the Ankh. That's what the tree of life is. The tree of life is the Ankh. The Cheat Ink Ankh. Okay? And the Cheat in Ankh, or the tree of life, as the microcosmic self of who you are in this body, is in relation to your endocrine glands. This book is written by Samuel von Barr, The Endocrinology and Criminology. Gnosis, Practical Alchemy, Criminal Justice, and Clairvoyance. It's letting you know how they attack you through your endocrine systems, create criminals out here through your endocrine systems, with the elements of fire, air, earth, and water, controlling you, right? The Yod-Hey, Vod-Hey. And it being your guy, on the back he has a spinal column, which is in relation to the obelisk. Okay? The pyramid on top of the obelisk is your dome piece. Okay? And on top of the dome piece is the crown. Alright? It all relates. Okay? There's 33 vertebrae on the spinal column, hence we have the 32 Kabbalistic paths. And then we have the soul itself, the primordial point. Okay? Same damn thing as this. Okay? The wings and everything like that connect with your crown chakra and your cranium and your dome piece. Okay? And it's more than likely why the man whoever created this cover is showing you the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Sphinx, which has the 5 elements and is the Torah, the Tarot, and the Law. It is the 4 cardinal points. It is the 4 elements and the ether. All right. It is the eagle, scorpion, bull. No, it is the eagle, the lion, the bull, and the scorpion. I believe that's what it is. It's the 4 horsemen. I mean, all that shit. That's a whole different story. Okay. You can see the obelisk again. Okay. You see the square. All right. It's also the phallus of God because it represents creation. So it is the phallus of Shiva, and Shiva's God's consort is Shekinah. Shekinah is the Kundalini. The 3 pillars that you see within it is Ida, Pingala, Sushumna. Okay, Sushumna is in completion is your spinal column, and the energies Ida, Pingala resonate with the 2 urae that come out of the black dot. Okay? We're going to do the black dot in a whole nother video. Alright? Now, but I do recommend you get this book to understand where I'm coming from dealing with the 7 chakras, the endocrine glands, the Ursa Major, the pole star, the primordial point, I think I said 7 chakras, the pineal gland, all right, pituitary gland, the endocrine glands, man, all right. He breaks down all of them, the heart included. He has a section for them all, so you should really get this book. The pineal gland, situated in the posterior part of the brain. The seat of the soul. I mean, it's just the polyvoyant eye, the diamond eye. All right, the window of Brahma. All right, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shit, man. Beautiful names. Here is an image of the Sahasrara chakra, of your being, of your beingness. Okay, this is an image of it. The lotus flower of 1,000 petals. All the great biblical prophets were great pioneerists. You get that? Get that. And understand that everything in biblical is allegorical. The blood directly absorbs the secretions of the endocrine glands. Okay? The endocrine glands are compact, they're just filled with melanin. I understand that. The Oriental sages, remember the word Orient, all right, because they use that as well. The Orientalists follow the path. They follow the middle pillar to get to the Orient, which is in the north. Okay, but it's the celestial north, the divine north. Human beings of great intelligence have their pineal gland highly developed. Excuse me. The secretions of the endocrine glands also have influence over the mind. All right? The human mind and all those purely psychic principles are within the astral body. Okay? The Oriental sages believe that the nisus formativus is a fluidic body that is found in contact with the grand sympathetic nervous system and with the fluid nervous system. It's just a lot. This is a great book dealing with the endocrine glands, yo. The pituitary gland. He goes on and on and on. I ain't got time. So these glands, okay. Let me see. I'll give you. These glands. Give me 1 second here. These glands are in relation to the chakras. The chakras are in relation to the 7 churches of Revelations. This is all in relation to your body, okay? And this is all in relation to your transcending consciousness, your transcendental consciousness, your multidimensional bodies. It all aligns up with the Kabbalah, the macrocosm, and all that. So the people who are the elites know this, and they run the wars that goes on between you and your own self. Your mind, you know, like when you say you lose your mind, you lost your mind. That must be part of some type of war. When you say you lost your mind, I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing the battle. The battle. You see? How can I gain strength to win the battle while I'm here and incarnated in this physical flesh? And then the answers start coming, yo. You start getting answers and shit. You don't even know what's going on with it. You don't know how it's happening. What is this? 1111, 7, all these numbers popping up. All these synchronicities happening. These things outside of you in this world that you can't even understand because they really are not even visible. They're only visible to you because they represent symbols talking to you. What is it? Is this me waking up? What's going on? What is reality? What the hell is this? How can I be being spoken to by some type of symbolic shit that just happened in my life and has given me this epiphany? This is what the elites are calling the holy guardian angel. But this shit is ancient science derived from your ancient black people, your ancient blacks ancestors, and one of the most amazing sources that we can go to today to surpass the occult. To surpass the cult, the hidden cults, sects that hide this information, that don't want you to know about it, and therefore control you by you not knowing about it, by them hoarding the information like treasure, right? This what they hoard is Solomon's treasure. Solomon's treasure. Solomon is the soul of man. Soul of man. So they harness the treasure and keep it against you, and we need to gain it back. But it's on a metaphysical and spiritual and divine level, right? King Solomon. You know, we need to become our king. We need to gain our crowns back. All right, that's the only way that the angel can nest. You see what I'm saying? And it's kind of simple. You just adhere to the call. You adhere to the call like a bird. You adhere. There's a calling that is given to you personally. I don't know your calling. I knew my calling. The preachers got the calling, and they call it that they've been called to preach and shit. Then they all mixed up. Because see, everybody going through this shit now in their life now. It's happening. It's called the Aeon of the Child. Carl Jung wrote about it. Carl Jung knew about this, and the elite took Carl Jung's shit. See, the secret people, and they have manipulated us, man, and they utilize it against us. They giving us the opposite of it, and that's what's fucking the world up, because we don't have nobody to blame. We can blame the government and all this shit all day, but it's higher than the government, because these people know how to get into you. They know how to get into your system from a million miles away, man. Okay? And that's where we're going to get into. What in the world is this connection between you and this higher self, and this connect? You feel this connection with something otherworldly, right? And they calling it the Holy Guardian Angel, I guess. But I'm going to give you the source that I like the most, that gives me the information that I can understand. And that is the workings of Henry Corbin, who sat with the Sufis like the authors of the Pale Fox sat with the Dogon tribe for decades, for years. And we're going to get into the information right now. I got things I got to do, right? So I want to say peace. I hope I gave y'all some information. It's very heavy information, but if you follow me, we're going to get into some heavy shit. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think. This shit is real. Peace, y'all.